I'm just told by people that are at the border and have witnessed this themselves, the number of military-age men that are showing up with military haircuts, clearly in shape. They're saying these guys are showing up with six-packs and military boots that are coming in is not an insignificant number. Now, where are they going? We don't know. We don't know where they're going. We're not following them. We're not tracking them. And one thing I want to be real careful about, and I'm very sincere about this, I don't want to say anything that causes people to feel badly or foster any kind of hatred toward Asian people in the United States. It's not the people, it's the government that's the problem. I think that we've got, it's just like, if they are sending people over here that are military aged with an agenda, would we be naive to think that if we've let that many in, that they couldn't spread out across the country and in some coordinated effort attack the energy grid here on a given day and create havoc? Of course they could.
Of course they could. Do you remember when that cop went rogue in L.A. a few years back? I don't remember what caused it, what happened, what the situation was, but he just started killing people. He killed a bunch of people, killed a bunch of cops. And then they wound up getting to him near Big Bear. Somewhere up there, he had like holed up in a cabin and they wound up shooting him. Do you remember that story?
I remember it exactly.
And he terrorized that city for as long as he was alive. He terrorized those cops. And a good friend of mine who knows a lot about the military world and the tactical world said, listen, man, it would take 10 dudes, 10 well-trained dudes, and they'd take over this fucking city. I go, really? He goes, 10 guys. He goes, 10 bad motherfuckers who are well-trained and well-armed. Do you remember the, was it North Hollywood, the bank robbery, where those crazy fucks showed up with bulletproof vests and machine guns and took over a bank and had a shootout with the cops on the street? It was insane. It was like a scene out of Heat. That scares the fucking shit out of me.
Well, it should. I mean, we should be afraid of that.
With all this defund the police talk and then that happening at the same time. If you were playing chess and you were from another country, and we're so naive because nothing ever happens here. We try to imagine that it only happens in other places. But we're part of the reason why it's happening in a lot of these other places. And if you were from another country and you decided to slowly amass a force in the United States, that's what you would do. And to see this happening, to see that no one is saying that might be a possibility that's not being discussed. I mean, I hear a few people like you saying it. Brett Weinstein said it. A few other people say it. But most people don't even want to even put it out there.
Yeah, and I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but let's be commonsensical here. How do I get on the Wi-Fi here? I want to show you something.
Jamie, can you send it to him? Or let's pause here. Let's pause for a second, and Jamie will get you connected. Hold on a second. You ever seen a man type so fast with one hand?
No, and he did it the first time, too.
Jamie's a goddamn wizard. He's the best one-handed Googler on planet Earth. And now he's extra hindered because he's got Carl on his lap.
I got him on the desk now. So
I heard Carl snoring earlier. I was listening. I heard a little.
Can I send this to Carl? Can you wake Carl up enough for me to send it to him?
Sure.
He's got quick pause. How can I send this to you?
You can airdrop it. Jamie, help him out here.
How do I send this to you?
We're back.
Can you play that?
Yeah, maybe.
What is it?
This is from the border.
It's a video of the border?
Yeah. It's me talking to that Brandon Judd at the border.
Okay, here we go.
Will it play? These children that are coming in with someone that says, I'm their mother, aunt, uncle, or whatever, we have no way of verifying that.
We do not. We used to. Under President Trump, we had rapid DNA testing. That's been done away with.
Are they given money, these people that are released into the country?
So it's our taxpayers that ultimately facilitate the travel. But yes, travel is facilitated and they are given all the necessities that they need.
But that could be a trafficker.
There's a very good possibility that they're being trafficked, that they're going into the sex industry, or they're being forced into the sweatshops.
And we know that. We knowingly are spending our tax dollars to sell children into sex trafficking. How under any theory is that okay for us to be spending tax dollars to traffic children?
Holy shit.
Now, this is the head guy on the border. And I asked him when this went on a little more, we went in more depth. You know you're on camera here, right? You just said we're spending tax dollars to sell children into sex slavery. And he said, yeah. I said, why have you not talked about this? He said, nobody's ever asked me these pointed questions, but I'm grateful that you're asking them now. That's how out of control we are down there. We are paying money to take these children and sell them into sex slavery. They come in with these addresses written on their bodies, written on their arm, and we call up there and say, do you know so-and-so? Yes, we're waiting for them. Okay, they'll be on a plane or a bus, and you need to pick them up. And I asked him, so some pimp or trafficker or whatever is picking them up there, and he said, we are knowingly sending them up there for that. And he said, it's terrible, but that's what's happening.
That's insane. That is insane. And there's no way of verifying if it's their parents they're going to or an aunt they're going to. There's no way of verifying it. And
I asked him, he said no.
Now, what justification could possibly exist where they would stop doing the rapid DNA test? What possible justification would there be to stop that?
It makes no sense because if they find out, well, this isn't their parent, then, okay, what are they going to do with the child? And so
right.
I guess don't ask, and then you don't have the responsibility. But they're sending these children up there, and he's saying we're knowingly sending them into either a sweatshop or the sex industry up there.
Has anybody tried to do an expose? Has anybody tried to follow the children?
Well, that's why I was